There are two well-defined black races. One has black skin and woolly hair. The other has black skin, often exceptionally black, with straight hair, aquiline nose, thin lips, and an acute cheekbone angle. We find a prototype of this race in India, the Dravidian. It is also known that certain Nubians likewise belong to the same Negro race, as this sentence by an Arab authority, Idrisi, indicates, quote, "The Nubians are the most handsome of the blacks. Their women have thin lips and straight hair," unquote. So hopefully with that as a background, when you see someone standing here that does not fit into the stereotype of what we are accustomed to and tell you, well, I'm an African, you just would not flip. Because this is the job that has been done with us. In bringing this brother here today, he will blow a lot of myths. And the information that he will share with us today, no one leaving this forum will leave the same way they came in. To give you some background, who is Velu Annamalai? Well, Velu Annamalai was born in a small village near the southern tip of India in a state called Tamil Nadu. Both of his parents never went to school, and they were financially poor. They were deprived of all social, cultural, educational, and simple human rights by the Brahminical Hindu caste system because they were born untouchables. Dr. Annamalai obtained a bachelor's degree in engineering and went to West Germany for 2 years training. He returned to Madras, where he taught in an engineering college for 3 years before coming to the United States in 1969 for higher education. He received his master's degree in metallurgical engineering in 1972 from the Colorado School of Mines, and then went back to India to teach for another 3 years. He returned to the States again in 1975 for his PhD degree in metallurgical engineering and obtained it in 1977 from the New Mexico Institute of Mining Technology. He moved to Texas the same year to work in the uranium producing industry. Presently, he's working at the waste reduction, waste recycle, and general environmental engineering field. For the past 12 years, Dr. Annamalai has been writing on the plight of the Untouchables, or the Dalits, of India, as well as speaking to various groups, mainly to Africans in America. Last year, with the help of Brother Runoko Rashidi, Dr. Annamalai started the International Dalit Support Group. The purpose of this organization is to educate and disseminate information on the black untouchables of India to the African community over here. There are over 200 million untouchables suffering under the yoke of the Hindu race and Hindu racism. And the international community completely ignores it because these people are considered to be black and polluting. Sisters and brothers, with this as a background, I'm going to ask you to bring forward this brother and welcome him into our embrace. Before he gets started, we'd also like to welcome his colleague, Brother Lakshman. Kindly stand. Okay, his colleague. And on behalf of the community, we'd like to make a gift to the brother so that he'll have something to remember his presence in Newark. As you know, the last time he came here, there was 8 inches of snow outside. So he brought no snowstorms this time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hotep, sisters and brothers.
Hotep.
I think many of you would have heard me or had seen me. What is the proportion of people who haven't seen me or heard me before? Okay, good. So in case if you hear some facts, because facts are going to be facts, I may be repeating it. And as I said, I have to repeat it to get the history out, or the true history out. As Brother Unini said, the purpose of my coming and talking to you is to educate. The word educate, I don't want you to misunderstand the word. I'm not referring that you are uneducated. But I'd like to make a distinction, the use or the meaning of the word education. Most of the time, we call somebody educated because he has a BS degree or a PhD degree. I don't consider that to be an education. That is simply the person is literate. He can read and write, maybe get a job, fill his tummy. I don't think as African Americans or the black untouchables of India, that word is the word that we want to use. Education means to understand who I am, who you are, what's your background, what's your past, what's your present. If we do not understand that, then we are not educated, no matter what your educational qualifications are. Okay? So, with that kind of introduction, I would like to bring to you a part of the world which has been completely hidden and forgotten. There are two worlds who were connected together long time back, but the present generation do not know. Either side do not know, the other side is related. And that is my purpose. So if someone would look at me, this guy doesn't look like an African. He looks like one of the Indians walking around the street, and most of the Indians are obnoxious to the African Americans. What is he doing here? And this has been raised several times. Every time I go to an African American meeting, particularly in the beginning, when Brother Noko Rashidi used to take me, and people question, who is this person? But I think I have spoken to several groups, several radio stations, and the book, the Dalits, the Black Untouchables of India, has fairly disseminated the information about who the Dalits are. I think now the African American community has understood that not every Indian is obnoxious. There could be somebody who is your brother or sister. And it's kind of difficult to find out. Okay? And even after I finish my lecture, still you may not be able to find out. But at least you would know there is such a thing, that there is a brother or sister who has same ancestry as you have. Okay. So going back to the history, what is the connection between India and Africa? I think by now probably a lot of people know, because I've asked that question several times, that India used to be called, long time ago, Eastern Ethiopia. Everybody knows that, right? No? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. You also probably heard there is a big river in India called Ganges. Okay. To be frank, till 2 years back, I did not know what the meaning of the word Ganges. I simply know Ganges is Ganges. Do you know the name Ganges is one of the strongest and famous emperors of